Welcome to Ryan's Kitchen, the first of what I hope to be many quasi-outdoor cooking experiences. It's cold outside, it's wet, it's gross, it's a perfect day for chili. I'm gonna show you how to make what I normally call my quick camp chili. It's called quick camp because I'm usually making it at camp and it's quick. There's a little bit of cheating involved because I don't like to spend a lot of time cooking, although I do enjoy it. Now, I've recently rebranded this because of some ingredients modifications. I've added one stimulant and I've added one depressant. You put those together, it makes a crossfade. So now it's called Quick Camp Crossfade Chili. Enjoy the show. Now, obviously we are indoors, but we're gonna make it on the wood stove because that's basically like camping, which is also indicative of my daily life. Okay, while that's firing up, let's go over our ingredients list. You need a few cans of chili. I know I said we were cheating, I wasn't lying. That's the base. You need one onion. You need at least one pepper. For this, I'm gonna go with two, one green, one orange. And to be honest, I do think organic vegetables taste better, but they are expensive, so that's your call. Your choice of seasoning, you need 2 beers and you need some coffee. That's gonna take a few minutes. All right, the second thing I'm gonna do while that's heating up is I'm gonna cut up the vegetables. Be right back. And sink. All right, we're starting to get close to temperature. We'll put a dab of olive oil in. In goes the onion. Okay, so you didn't hear any sizzling when I put the onions in because it hasn't quite reached the temperature, obviously, that I would prefer it to be at. I'm using a Dutch oven that has the legs attached to the oven. Personally, I would prefer to have one that's a flat bottom that does not have legs, and it's easier to control the height off of the heat, whether it's coals or a fire or a wood stove. All right, starting to get the sizzle in there. Now we got the orange pepper. A little bit of seasoning. If you're curious, here is the seasoning that I'm using. It's called Timbo's. It's a mix of different kinds of chilies, garlic, cumin seed, cloves, onion powder, pepper, bay leaf, thyme, and cinnamon. And it's from Gilbert, Arizona. All right, give this a mix. The first beer I have here is a Scotch ale from Jeremiah Johnson Brewing Company in Montana. It's called the Mountain Man Scotch Ale. Pretty high in alcohol content, 6.5. But the reason I like it is the flavor. It's got a really nice like caramel honey malt flavor. And that is perfect to blend into chili. So not too much right now. We'll add the rest of that later. And then the second one is PBR. This one's for drinking. All right, I gotta pull a little bit of an audible. I was thinking this might happen. Having that cast iron stove 2 inches above the plate is not really working in terms of heat. So we're just gonna swap it out right now onto the normal cast iron. And then once everything's cooked down and then we go back to the simmering phase, we'll be able to put everything back in the Dutch oven, cap it, and let it sit there for a while. All right, no worries. And another ingredient that is completely optional is ground beef. And we'll keep the Dutch oven up here. We'll try to, so it stays warm. And as it gradually cooks down, I'll just continue to add more of the Scotch ale. Oh, that smells delicious. And that's not even that many ingredients. It's about the right consistency. You want to have some liquid in there. You don't want it to be too dry. And we're going to keep adding more because we're going to boil off that water. And then that'll bring out a lot more flavors. Oh my gosh, that smells delicious. Okay, onions are pretty much translucent. So that means we're pretty much done with the hot phase. And we don't want it all the way cooked through because we're gonna simmer it for a while in the Dutch oven. So if you leave everything kind of 70% cooked at this stage, that's pretty good. All right, so now we've gotten to the cheating phase where we're gonna add our cans of chili. I'm using this Nally canned chili. I'm not endorsing this in any way at all. It's just pretty cheap. Oh, they weren't lying when they said that was thick. Now, can I make chili from scratch? Yes, I can make chili from scratch. I cook dried beans in my Instant Pot all the time. But I wanted to show you this because it's cool and it's fun and it's quick. All right, it's getting pretty thick. I'm gonna actually switch to a spoon here. Add some more of that beer in there. And now that we are officially into the simmering phase, we'll add in a solid half cup of coffee. And if your coffee doesn't look like used motor oil, it's not strong enough. That's how you know. And the great thing that you already know about chili, if you cook it all, it's really hard to mess up. If you're putting a mixture of ingredients that you like in there and letting it all meld together, you're gonna like it. And I'll tell you, cooking over a wood stove is hot. Amish do this all the time. That looks so freaking good. All right, we're gonna cap it. And how long you let it simmer, that's obviously up to you. I would say, generally the longer the better, but it also depends on how hungry you are, what time dinner is, and things like that. This is gonna be dinner, but not for several hours. So I'm actually going to turn this fire down a little bit. I'm gonna leave that capped and leave it just sit there for a while. And in a couple hours, that's gonna be delicious. So as that simmers, I'll check it a few times over the course of several hours and probably crack that top and let more of that water boil off and maybe add a little bit more beer as it goes. But that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful or interesting, hit that like button and consider subscribing if you want more content like this about living your best life in the woods. And I'll see you on the next one. I forgot to turn on the second camera when I put the freaking onions and peppers in, and so I didn't get that shot. And I should have fired up the wood stove and got it nice and hot before I started recording and set this up, but whatever. I'm gonna do it right now.